Hello! In this first episode of Fortnite Fairytales, I'll be reading you The Three Little Peelys. Once upon a time, there were 3 little Peelys, for whom the moment arrived to jump from the battle bus. Remember, said the bus driver, what seems to us as bitter trials are often blessings in disguise. And with that, the Peelys launched themselves out. The first Peely wanted an easy life, and harvested the nearest trees to make himself a 1x1 of wood near Paradise Palms. The second Peely wanted something a bit sturdier, so trying harder than the first, he harvested some rock. With his desired mats acquired, he moved southwest from Greasy Grove and made his base of brick, wishing, as we all have, for the return of his beloved Greasy from the icy tundra that consumed it. The third Peely put in the most effort of all, harvesting mats from metal and creating a 1x1 in the jungle. One night, a big, bad dire crept by, thirsting for potassium. First, he saw the fort made of wood. Little Peel, he snarled, let me come in. Not but a rind on my peel-covered skin, cried the Peely, sealing his door. Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your wall in, declared Dyer, pulling out his compact SMG and blasting down the wooden wall. Peely scarpered out of the back and narrowly escaped on a quadcrasher to the brick house of the second Peely. The 2 Peelys began to settle in the fort made of brick, believing themselves well away from the gnashing jaws of Dyer's arsenal. They were not. Reaching the walls, Dyer growled, little Peels, let me come in. Not by the rind on our peel-covered skin, shouted the Peelys, backing to the opposite wall. Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your walls in, Dyer grinned, starting up a minigun. The wall came down just as the 2 Peelys pulled a rift to go. Dyer howled in a frustration familiar to any who has faced a Jonesy-like prey with the cheek to run repeatedly. He plunged into the rift after them and did his best to follow. But Peelys are, by nature, slippery. Through a combination of cannons and clever use of geysers, they escaped into the lush jungle north of Lazy Lagoon. The 2 Peelys rushed into their metal fort and explained the terrible lycanthrope day they had had and the ruination that had come to their homes. We lost him, though, cheered the first Peely. They had not. Came the third Peely's non-committal response as he edited himself a quick window to look through. Little Peels, let me come in, came the salivating voice. Not but a rind on our peel-covered skin. Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your walls in. Shots crashed into the metal, but the third Peely kept them up as the first and second cowered. There was silence. The first and second Peely began to relax, but the third looked to his shining ceiling. Clunk, clunk, clunk. The Peelys 3 looked up as the cracks began to form on the ceiling above their stalks. The first 2 descended into panic, crying, time to split, as they threw themselves out of a back wall edit. The third Peely, however, was prepared and placed traps right as Dyer jumped into the metal house. With Dyer dispatched, the third Peely turned to his companions with a smile. Thank you, oh thank you, the grateful Peels cried. Without your quick thinking we surely would have died. "You are most welcome," the third Peely replied, "but your idea of help was to run and hide. Now, my friends, even though it hurts, the time has come for just desserts." That night, Peely ate the two largest banana splits he had ever had and lived happily ever after.